Hello again, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Fredricka Whitfield. All right, we begin with breaking news following the release of pro-Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil after spending 3 months in ICE detention in Louisiana. Just moments ago, he arrived at the Newark Airport where he spoke to a crowd of supporters.
Well, first, friends, thank you so much for everything. Not only for today, it's just for every day. Like, just your words of support, your messages have kept me going. Still, the fight is far from over. The genocide is still happening in Gaza. Israel is still waging a full war against Palestinians across Palestine. The U.S. government is funding this genocide, and Columbia University is investing in this genocide. Not only if they threaten me with detention, even if they would kill me, I would still speak up for Palestine. The fact that I am here, it's a message. The fact that all these attempts to suppress pro-Palestine voices have failed now. Palestinian existence is a message to this administration.
Mahmoud, how does it feel to be free? How does it feel to be free?
To be honest, I'm I'm still trying to comprehend that. Of course, it feels great. I continue to advocate for Palestinians, for the immigrants who are left behind in that facility. The 1,200 men who, all of them, are incredible men, who the Trump administration are trying to portray as whether criminal, as I said yesterday, whether you are a citizen, an immigrant, anyone on this land, you're not illegal. That doesn't make you less of a human. And this is what the administration is trying to do, to dehumanize me, to dehumanize the immigrants.
You might remember it was back in March when Khalil was detained by plainclothes agents in front of his then pregnant wife right outside where they live. Khalil's arrest was connected to his role in the protests against Israel on Columbia University's campus. Let's go straight to CNN's Gloria Pazmino, who was there in Newark where Khalil just finished making those remarks. Gloria, tell us more about what you're learning.
Well, Fred, it was a moment 104 days in the making, right? That's how long it's been since Mahmoud Khalil was taken into custody inside of the building where he lived by federal immigration officers who, as you said, arrested him while he was coming home with his then pregnant wife, Dr. Noor Abdallah. Today, the two finally were reunited, and he was reunited with his son, who was born while he was held in custody. He arrived here at Newark Airport to a crowd of supporters that has been waiting for him since early this morning. Khalil was supposed to arrive much earlier, but the flight was delayed, and they were waiting here. They made signs, they sang songs, and they waited for him to arrive. It was a very, very just sort of joyful celebration and reunion between his friends, his family members, and of course between Khalil, his legal team, his wife, and their newborn baby. Now, as you heard Khalil speak there, he is continuing to center the very topic that essentially got him detained. Remember, his attorneys have argued that the Trump administration targeted him because of his activism on behalf of the Palestinian cause, because he was helping to lead protests on the campus of Columbia University. And you saw that now when he's here finally at home and he had an opportunity to speak with reporters and the public, he continued to center that very cause. He continued to highlight the plight of the Palestinian people, his people that he has been trying to advocate for. Khalil's case is very much far from over. There's still an immigration charge that his attorneys are fighting against, as well as a deportation order. But the most important thing that the attorneys told me here today is that today Khalil gets to go home with his wife and his newborn son. He's only met him once before for a brief encounter that he was allowed to have with him while he was inside of detention in Louisiana, where he was held in custody. So this is essentially the second time that he's met his son. He gets to go home now and enjoy that. But you heard it there, that not only was he centering the issue of Palestine, but also bringing attention to immigration. And he talked about the men that were left behind in the facility where he was being detained. This is an immigration detention center, and you could hear him there talking about them as well. Khalil was accompanied by Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who was here to greet him at Newark Airport as well. And we understand that there will be a large rally and a sort of welcome demonstration that will be held for him tomorrow in Manhattan. Fred?
All right, Gloria Pazmino, thank you so much.